What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm in the park impromptu giving you a Venus in Cancer message. This is your AstroShaman Pernell Bobby, and we are generating an economy of harmony, leveraging human design and genetic astrology. I'm going to leave a little bit of the gene keys and the genetic astrology part of this out, but I'll give some brief implications of how this might work in a human design fashion. Venus in Cancer is very, very interesting. So in my draconic chart, I actually have a Venus in Cancer. If you're not familiar with what a draconic chart is, it's like more of your soul's blueprint, right? So Venus in Cancer is a very soft, sensitive, and gentle time to be alive. When we look at Venus, we must take into account that it can really speak about some of your greatest strengths, but also where we're very, very shallow. And I feel like with Cancer, we're going to understand these more shallow narratives within us before we burst out and relate boldly and courageously when Venus shifts into Leo. Now, what's important about what I just said, I believe around May 20th, Mars will shift into Leo, and our actions will kind of reflect a lot of what has been unconsciously been unraveling and cutting through as for what is the relationship with your mother. And this is going to be major. This is right around the times of Mother Times Day during Cancer's season. It's no coincidence that all this energy of Cancer, Venus in Cancer, Mars in Cancer is coming around during this Mother's Day time frame. You really are going to start to need more space, okay, a lot more privacy. Cancer is a very, very private sign, and what this privacy allows you to do is to actually put to rest what is the negative story that has been running in your head around and about your mother, and how she may have provided care, not enough care, gave you love, too much love, likely stories of being overprotective, and how did being overprotective actually play a story on your confidence. So I know for men, okay, mama boys, how long have you been in the house? How long have you stayed living in your mom's domain, in her protection, but also under her rules, also under the constraints that living with your mother provides? Maybe you pay less on rent. Sure, that's great, that's dandy, but what's the consequence when it comes to your self-esteem? Okay, if you had a very protective mother, this is likely going to be something that really hurt your confidence to go out there and get it and put yourself out in the world with things that really relate and matter to you, separate from the family's genealogy, separate from all the other people that you've been involved with. Now, on a separate note, you might notice, and I heard stories for women, let's just say with the Venus in Cancer, while Mars is still there, it's going to shift very soon, like I said, into Mars and Leo. But for women, you might really recognize, like, how did your mother have her habits live through you, and how have we looked to hide our unconscious behaviors that maybe we're honestly ashamed of. And when I say ashamed, it's like we felt bad about it, or we were made to feel bad about something. The example I heard earlier today was, you know, a mother being ashamed that her daughter's room or space was not cleaned up. And it's like, it was less about the daughter being punished and more about the mother caring about how does that reflect upon her. Okay, how does something that happened in private reflect upon her daughter in public, in the school systems? Okay, and so stories about these reflections are really going to matter. They're going to come up into our conscious awareness now that Mars has worked through it at an unconscious level. And this is really revealing like our cellular functions. So if I think about it from a genetic astrology standpoint, at a cellular level, we're actually going to, with the fresh Cancerian water, while Venus is there in Cancer, we're going to clean and cleanse a lot of these stories that have been running through our family line for way too long, and we're going to start to be able to change the story. And this is what's beautiful with Venus in Cancer, because Venus is a very beautiful storyteller. It tells stories very harmoniously, right? It is going to show us where are these shallow points, okay, and how may we not have properly learned how to address our emotions and restrain certain emotional impulses, because Cancer is really where we learn how to restrain our impulses that come starting from Aries, that are completely uncontainable in Aries. But now with this Taurus energy, we're going to be able to really preserve our energy, preserve our emotions so that we can introspect and reflect on them. But it's going to require you to pause, to slow down, and to not place and gaslight your romantic partners, because anything that happened with Venus in Cancer that we didn't work through at a level of affection and care that we may have felt or may not have felt, we will likely crave that energy from our partners. Venus in Cancer is very, very concerned with how much love does it give and how much love does it receive back. And it's a very silent process where when we don't deal with this as an individual and learn to reparent ourselves in a soft, gentle, and sensitive way, what happens is the people that we're involved with, the people we relate with, Venus, we start pressing them for what we did not heal within ourselves. And this is where you really wanna be mindful, okay? Because Venus in Cancer is going to take a lot of time to incubate and really pause and sit on top of this information at a genetic level, so that when we get into Capricorn season later in the year, in December and stuff, we're more publicly going to reveal what that healing has looked like from now and 6 months or so later. So hit the thumbs up and the like button if you really rocked and vibe with this message. This is your Astro Shaman, Pernell Bobby. We are generating an economy of harmony, leveraging human design and genetic astrology. Join our membership if you want to be able to break this stuff down. We have officially walked into the house systems and reinventing how we look at each one of these zodiac signs. The main thing I want you to take from this is you now, as an adult, as you have progressed, have the ability to restrain your emotional outlast and burst and take a real look at them and realize these are not my emotions. These have been implanted into me, but I'm ready to surrender these unconscious behaviors because you know what? I no longer need to feel the shame that my mother felt in her youth that got passed down into me. Hit the thumbs up and likes button. I'll see you soon, baby.